Welcome to the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Before we begin tonight's show, don't forget our friends at the following: the Searcher and Hide podcast. For mind-intriguing discussions about wrestling, movies, Bigfoot, aliens, and everything in between, then look no further than the Searcher and Hide podcast. You can find the Searcher and Hide podcast on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other platforms. Go check them out today. And Outside the Ring STL, join Shaft and General Vader as they talk about the recent shows from the major wrestling companies, all independent promotions from around the St. Louis area, and even talk about great moments in St. Louis professional wrestling history. Find them on Facebook at Outside the Ring STL. Get ready for episode number 47 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast, featuring Midwest wrestling technician and leader of the Silver Mountain Mafia, Johnny Rocco. This podcast is scheduled for one episode where falls count everywhere. We thank all of you joining us for tonight's episode of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Before we get underway, we pay honor, tribute, and respect to the greatest nation in the world as we play our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, that ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the and the home of the brave.
Good evening, everybody. It is your Thursday night ritual right here on the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. We're at episode number 47. We're here in a mere matter of moments, so we'll be joined by the one and only Johnny Rocco as our featured guest here this evening. I am Rough Cut Rick Ruby, one of your hosts here on this fine podcast. Of course, on the other side, a man who's just begging just to get out for a while, and that time is coming soon. It's Mr. GQ Matthew Wayne Schuyler III.
I get out all the time. I go out more than you change your underwear.
Well, nah, I doubt that. I don't get out that. What do you mean? You go out more than I
go
change
out
my
more than
underwear.
you change your underwear.
I change my underwear quite often, my friend. I most certainly do.
That's because you're full of shit, is what it is.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, getting back here. So, you know what? I guess I would have to say that it's been kind of an uneventful weekend this past weekend, other than the MMWA having a successful show down at Broadway, and I'm trying to remember if there's anybody else that was on the card, or at least that had a show.
Well,
but I can't remember.
Of course.
I mean, of course, the HWA, right?
And I
know you're always looking forward to that.
Well, no, I actually was this time. And if you want to know what I said, check out their Facebook page and watch the TV show, because it's going to shock everybody what I said on there.
Yeah, well, I think the replay of the event is actually somewhere up. I think it's on CHWA's YouTube channel, I believe.
Is it on? I did not see that one yet. I know they usually try to put it on their page, their Facebook.
Nah.
Give me a second and I'll find out.
And someone's already chiming in here. Are you already, GQ? And I don't know if I should antagonize that or not, because
I'll show it too.
I know. I was saying you got to be careful, because this guy will want to show his belly. Oh my goodness! So, at least nothing eventful. I know that a lot of the AC American Championship Wrestling friends and family had gathered together, and I actually was part of that. So, good times as always.
I had better things to do. That's why I wasn't there.
Well, we're you gotta people actually have to like you. So I guess that's kind of a reason why.
You're one to talk about people liking? Really?
Yep. Sure do, man. I got the balls to say it. I don't care. Shit. Well, shit. You know, and I had my folder ready to go, and then apparently I had closed it out. I'll get it pulled right back up here. No big deal. Here we go. All right. So hey, how about we get we got a big eventful last half of this month coming up. So let's get to those shows. So of course, as always, CHWA will be hosting their weekly show. And in fact, it'll be just a regular house show this coming Sunday. Remember, doors open at 3, bell times at 3 p.m. Adults $10, kids $5. And, of course, follow CHWA on all the platforms you see there, including Patreon. Once you're part of a Patreon page, you go to their highest level, then you can see their pay-per-views that they do monthly.
I believe it's all of the levels. I am not for sure, and I'm sure some of the young talent is watching and can correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Yeah.
Up until just last week, I could have cared less, but we know that they're actually really up and coming talent there. So they should know on that if that pay-per-view will be available on all levels or not.
All right. And
let's talk about that pay-per-view.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's going to be located at 127 West MacArthur Drive in Cottage Hills. And that pay-per-view, of course, will be on Sunday, August 29th. Still the same prices, still the same location. And am I to assume here that the Butcher is defending his title against a return bout with P.T. Beckham?
Oh, yeah. And I gave P.T. a little bit of ear talk on some of the advice on how to combat Big Boy.
Okay. All right. Well, obviously there's
and he'll run.
obviously this will be another chapter because they'll also encounter another chapter actually tomorrow night. This is tomorrow night at the Arnold Imperial Elks Lodge for MMWA.
You like how the logo keeps changing? I like how that happens.
Yeah. So MMWA, three big matches to look forward to. Keith Smith Jr. and Ricky Cruz defend their titles against the Midwest Mercenaries, who, by the way, have 3 championships from other promotions currently with them. So can they make it number 4? You'll have to find out tomorrow night. And then, of course, a big battle. The Moondog Rover defends his title against the POD, Damian Cortez. And once again, we talked about the Butcher, Damian Blade. He will be facing PT Beckham in a grudge match.
And that's, we may not have to worry about Blade getting there to the pay-per-view because PT may take him out this weekend.
Yeah, possibly so. We don't know. That'll be an interesting match tomorrow. But hey, let's move on to Saturday night. This is big too. This is big too for SICW.
Oh, crud. I don't have that logo. I need to get that logo.
You don't have
I'm just going to take that one down and we'll have no logo for a second. My apologies, Herb.
Yeah, it's all right. We're pretty busy and we should have put it in there, but we'll get to it. But hey, Saturday night, East Caron Community Center. Doors open at 6. Bell time is at 7. A one-night 8-man tournament to determine the new SICW Classic champion. With in that tournament, Gary Jackson, Billy McNeil, new look of the Big Texan. Apparently, we keep hearing about it. Yeah, all I do is hear about it. I've never seen it. Right? War Machine will be there.
Keep going. Yeah, let's just keep going.
Flash Flanagan, I get it. Shut up. Gil Rogers, Curtis Wilde, and Chris Hargis.
And Travis Cook's still going to have something to say about the Flash Flanagan being there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's got a lot to say come Saturday night. And he's got 2 of his guys out of his stable, the TCO that's in there. So he's got a 25% chance of managing the SICW Classic champion at the end of this night. So very interesting. And we talked a lot about it last week, but we finally got a poster for it. Yes, sir. ACW, American Championship Wrestling, is coming down to Branson, Missouri for 2 shows, Saturday, August 28th and Sunday, August 29th. Doors open at noon, and bell times will actually be at 1 o'clock for both shows. All tickets are at $10 for this special attraction out of town in Branson, and it's at the.
I have a question.
I'm sure I might have an answer.
So, are you finding a partner to take on Playboy and a partner, or are you and Playboy teaming up?
No,
I see that. See tag team action on there.
Yes, this tag team action on there, right? Correct. Apparently, from what I've just heard from the other day this week, from my sources contacting the offices of ACW, apparently I will be teaming with Playboy Double H. I don't know which night, though. That's the thing. It's
about time you actually wrestled a tag match with a good partner. I mean, You remember when you used to hurt your back in the day carrying that one partner of yours, Eric Davis?
No, I was going to say, I think I've done that with more than one, but I'm not going to.
I was just going to shoot on one there, so.
Yeah, I don't have my pistol whip sound effect in place yet. But yeah, yeah, but hey, if you want to make both shows and you want to make a little short vacation right before Labor Day, this is your perfect time to do it.
Is that Brian James taking on Curtis? No, I'm sorry. That's Brujo. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. No. Brujo Shaman is apparently now the Night Stalkers are no more in ECW because Scar got suspended indefinitely for his actions at the last St. Clair show. So now Brujo Shaman, former tag team champion, is now going to get a shot at the heavyweight title against the Bomb Brian James. And what about Miss Hyde? defending her title against a seasoned veteran of the ring, the Island Girl, Tracy Taylor. I've been hearing a lot about her. And
well, Tracy Taylor, she's a wonderful talent, and this would be her first intergender match.
I'm not saying a word. I'm just going to wait. Oh, man. At least, yeah, well, I'm not going to say any more. Of course, Gator will be there. There's going to be a lot of other stars there, including, Guy Smith, Reed Rain, and apparently Attila Khan's on there, Roy Lewis. So, yeah, man, a lot of good stuff. So,
I mean, you're the one that made her a male. You know that, right? That big leg dropping.
Yeah, I am not going there.
I'm going to get that look one of these days. I just know it.
I hate it when someone say turkey's done or something like that. So I'm just asking. I can ask questions, right? I'm just trying to figure out what you're saying, man.
Hey. Weasel. Anyway, moving on because we got somebody in the green room cracking up at our shit right now. So.
Yeah, I know. Hey, but check out the number 417-335-4700 or 800-677-6906 if you want to purchase tickets, or if you want to book a room for Saturday night, you can ask about the ACW deal by staying down at that hotel. Hey, why not take yourself a little weekend vacation and have some fun with ACW? So that's.
And I just heard that tickets were dropped off at the building, and you turned the wrong thing off. I was gonna say you turned the wrong thing off there.
Yeah, I know.
Dropped off at the building, I heard, and we're already sold out of those tickets.
I guess with the tickets, yeah, I know. I mean, we will still have more at the door because there will be more that we will be able to see more. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that's going to be a.
I'm going to go down there early because I got a lot of business property down there that I own. Plus, I got to take the trip down to Dallas and pick up Big Texan from the airport there and swing up there and take care of business.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, but you are right, though. We've kind of went on for a bit, and he's been waiting patiently. So we're going to go ahead and bring on our featured guest of the evening, who started his pursuit of success in the professional wrestling business back in early 2015, even though his career is not even 7 years old. He has captivated wrestling audiences with his quick technical in-ring style that has landed him work in 7 different promotions, covering various states, and has won 4 singles championships in that time. His championship caliber eventually led him to leading his own faction with members that are actually in multiple promotions. So, ladies and gentlemen, give it up and make some noise for Johnny Rocco.
Oh, you want me to bring him on, or you want?
I can do. Or okay, there we go.
Hey,
Rocco!
I like how when we started talking about him, he perks right up. It's like, oh, that's me.
Oh, that's me. And that's the wrestler thing. It's all about me.
Right. Oh man, so Rocco, how's it been going, man?
Oh, it's been great, actually. Lots of work, but going well. So I just had a fight event that I was the promoter for last week. No, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, and it went well.
I see.
They're getting into promoting, so that beard's going to go gray really quick.
All right. So
yeah, it's already started.
I was gonna say you're looking for your own match, and you started doing this, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. See, who could I pick apart? All right. So, no, man, cool deal. I know you've been pretty busy, and we're gonna get to the bones and highlights about with involving the business and so forth. So when did your love for professional wrestling start? And then who were your favorite wrestlers and or promotions that you watched growing up?
I started with WCW and Hulk Hogan. It was a big deal. Started watching, and I was all about Hulk Hogan. I don't know. I think I lost a little bit of interest just for a couple of years. Just I don't know, between like second and I don't know, probably fifth grade.
Ah,
So when I came back around, things were getting interesting, and I took right to like The Rock and that whole deal that was going on. So that was my thing. Ever since then, I've kind of been into wrestling, and I would be a part of the local backyard factions and wrestling deals. Like I don't know, since 1999, I was a backyard wrestler, I guess. So it doesn't really count.
well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, so sometimes kids would be, I know some guys would have liked to like gather after school and wrestle, and because I know I was part of at least one at one time, for a short time, but I just decided to keep moving on to my own training. But hey, you just got to be careful, I guess, when you're doing that. Now, when you said WCW and Hulk Hogan, are we talking red and yellow, or are we talking NWO?
I really started with red and yellow Hulk Hogan. I had the little action figure that went on your, I guess it went on your thumb, but I used to put on my finger. And I started with that, and the blue boss man and the boss man with the blue shirt. I had some WWF stuff, but I watched WCW. I didn't really get to watch WWF until much later, and they put it on regular TV. I was able to start watching SmackDown. I was poor; I didn't have cable, so like I was able to watch all the WCW pay-per-views with my cousins. But that's how it went.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta watch what you can. Like I said, Hogan did it for me, but I was like about, I don't know, kind of like 12 years prior to that, but that's
Well, yeah.
like,
He transcends generations. I mean,
Oh
maybe
yeah,
not the last generation, but
yeah. When you Hogan and WCW, I'm like, oh my god, now I feel old because it's like I started with
You never
Hogan.
hear Hogan and WCW as a comparison. Usually it's Hogan and WWF.
Right.
Right. Well, I mean, I had the old ring and everything from back then, and it had I think it said WCW on the side or something like that.
Oh,
I don't remember.
man.
Somebody put out a ring, and I had that ring, and I had all the action years back then, and I lost interest. I lost all of them. I wish I still had those.
Oh yeah. I think I might still have some. I don't know, but I have to see if they're tucked away somewhere. Of course, they're probably all worn down to hell, but at least it's something I still have when I was a kid in the '80s. But that's kind of cool. So tell us the story about how you got your chance to get into the wrestling business.
Right. So interesting story. A couple of months earlier, I was talking with my mother on the phone, and she's a very religious person, and she tells me I was going through a little bit of a depression. And I was like, she goes, "Hey, just speak what you want into existence, and God will make it happen for you." And I was like, "Well, I've always been the skeptic type, but I went ahead and I said it out loud with her on the phone. I was like, you know what? I think I kind of like to be find the opportunity to be a professional wrestler. I will keep my eyes open for that opportunity. It's something I always wanted to do, and I knew I could do it." And not but a couple weeks later, this ad scrolled up on my Facebook feed. It said, "XWC, do you want to be a professional wrestler?" I was like, "Of course I want to be a professional wrestler." And then it said it was in Raytown, and I was like, "That's like 30 minutes away. Of course I want to go do this." And then the rates were ridiculously low. It was so affordable. I couldn't say no. I had to go. So I did, and I trained for a solid year before I had my first match. Like I just didn't jump into the fray. Like I really wanted to try to have my shit down, and I feel like I did. Looking back, I really didn't still, but that's how it goes.
Right. Well, the XWC is probably the biggest thing.
I was going to say, hell, to hear these trained for a year instead of like how some people have been doing it for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. That's actually really impressive.
Well, I was so nervous about getting in there and then screwing up. Like I'm kind of a detail Nazi, a perfectionist. So like I want to feel like I want to have my shit together before I start doing something. I don't know. That's just my approach.
Oh yeah. Well,
and not everybody could be like Rick Ruby and not know what the hell he's doing.
No, I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say a word because
You just
no one
did.
else should say a
I'm
word.
gonna stay out of that one.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, stay out of that. I mean, I was in it for 4 months, but like I said, I was religious 3 times a week at least. And, I really, and like I said, if everybody knows my backstory, I've been training before I even got into school for, before I got into training school for wrestling. So I was built and ready for it. And that just, that kind of helped me. So here we
Right.
go. Here we go with the size comparisons, Garen. God. GK, you want to get in on this action here?
So who trained and taught you your in-ring basics, and how long did? Well, you already said you trained for a year. So who was the ones
Yeah.
that trained you and taught you everything?
Well, the head trainer for XWC is this guy David Catton, and he is really good. He's really kind of the finishing buffing touches for everything. But really, the guys that took me in were these two guys. You might have heard of them, might have not if you worked in the Midwest area. Oh, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago. Deacon and Enigma. They were a tag team. They really are the ones that took the personal interest to train me. And then, of course, my brother, the marksman, had a good couple of months ahead of me. So he beat me up every Monday and Friday night in the ring so I could understand what I needed to be doing and where I needed to be in the ring, and how I needed to be, and just to get me ready every Monday and Friday night. Beat the shit out of me. Terrible.
There you go. Something to look forward to.
Yeah. But he's my brother, the marksman. He's actually he's wrestling. I don't know why, guys ain't reaching out to him. I don't know why his phone isn't blown up. He's extremely technical.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him for sure, for certain. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know he's had some things in his, some life, his life.
Yeah, he's got little ones now.
Yeah, he's got little ones, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's around that area that's working, which we'll get the promotions here in just a moment. But I'll do one further. I was thinking about asking this, but do you remember your first official match?
I do. My very first official match was against it was a singles match. Well, my very first match was actually a tag team match. My very first match, I was tag team with Hollis Giroux, and we were a tag team against the Marksman and Casey King at KCXW. So that was a really good match. Unfortunately, Hollis and I lost that match. It was both our first matches. We lost, but but the very next show was my very first singles match, and I wrestled El Campeon, and I did come away with the victory in that match. So
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I know Hollis and Casey King. It was an interesting story. In fact, I was booking a show in Kansas like 10 years ago, and I was in a triple threat with him and Kid USA.
yeah.
Yeah. It was a fun match. It was a fun match. Popping crowd for sure. I forgot the town though. But yeah, it was pretty good stuff, man. So that's
rest in peace, Casey King. So.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he passed away a couple of years ago, a year or two ago.
Or am I thinking Derek King? Oh my gosh, I've got to get my names right. You see how old I'm getting, but oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I'm getting so bad. Oh my gosh, I do apologize. I need to start making notes at my age. I really need to. So after you got underway in the wrestling business, which wrestler or wrestlers have you looked up to for guidance and advice to help guide your success?
Well, after I got to WPW and I started working there, and I met these guys, the Butcher, Bill Talley, and fucking the Searcher. And actually, the Searcher was the one I met first, and I was going there, and I was set up to die. I was facing the Sniper, and if anybody knows him, he's humongous. So I probably wasn't going to fare very well. I wasn't looking to fare very well, and Searcher helped me out with that, and that really gave me my start in WPW. Was how Searcher helped me with that match and the match that preceded it, and then the Butcher, Bill Talley. Those are my wrestling uncles. They helped me get and like to RCW and beyond. Like they've helped me with my pushes and everything. Like those are my uncles.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And yeah, and I believe I think the only one that I haven't that's not wrestling anymore today, I believe, is Sniper. But Searcher's still carrying on. Well, he's promoting with ACW, and of course, the Butcher, Damian Blade.
And WPW management's always been more than gracious with me, So those guys know who they are, and WPW management's really good. I mean, they've always been great with me.
Oh yeah, they're definitely good guys for sure. So I know you mentioned WPW, coming across, and then of course KCXW, but but what other promotions have you worked for throughout your career?
Rampage Championship Wrestling, Frank Root. I worked there for a good little while. Carried his wild card championship. I actually had my very first interview for a match against Bradley Stevens III, right? My very first match in RCW was Bradley Stevens III for the wild card championship. I did my interview with Mr. GQ, and he's like, whoa. You've never had a title match before? You're here in the first night and you get the title match? I was like, I think so. Yeah, that's what I was told. He's like, okay. And it was great. It was fun.
Yeah, the wonders of booking, yes. But but
he has had one good manager in his career, though, definitely.
And later on, there he is. Yeah, he was actually my manager at one point. So.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
After all, as he said, what wrestlers is all about them. Anyway.
Yeah. So do you have a favorite promotion that you've worked for so far?
So far, I'd probably have to say my best experience is going to be with WPW. Just working with the management staff and watching that company like really kind of like regrow. Like you see some of the old footage that they have, and then when I first got in there, the crowds were kind of small. People weren't necessarily interested in wrestling, and then they made a few like adjustments, and all of a sudden like they've just been growing steadily ever since I've known them, and they've had this really awesome, cool product. So it's a great place to work. It's actually one of my favorite places.
Oh yeah, well,
bar none.
Yeah, well, yeah. Listen, like I said, they are pretty good, and
they are good. I had a chance to work with them beginning of the month. Loved it. They have a wonderful U.S. champion right now too.
Oh, will you bite it? He's just capitalizing on my loss that I had, and with my substitute manager I had to carry, and he screwed up, and I decided to let him go. So taking time off. I'm taking a little time off from my WPW, but who knows what's going to happen, But no, I mean WPW is a good promotion, And I was lucky to have a nice little run for the U.S. title,
Right. I think my favorite location was Mississippi. I did Ocean Springs, Mississippi for Wrestling for a Cure, and that was the greatest trip. Like hanging out on the beach for 5 days, and you go and wrestle. What? I could do that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Ruby never runs. Very funny. Neither do you, unless it's never mind. I'm not going to go there.
To the strip club. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. You stop insulting me and get on with your next question, sir.
Oh yeah, probably should do that.
Yeah, thanks.
So, what would you say is your greatest feud or storyline that you've been involved with personally?
My feud with Cody Wilson, and that was probably a really good highlight for me, working with somebody that I knew so well. those matches, we put each other to the test with those matches, and I feel like it was a good way for me to transition to becoming the world champion. I don't think I would have been ready for that caliber of matches had it not been for having those matches with THE Cody Wilson back then. That one. That was a really fun match because I had just formed the Silver Mountain Mafia. I was looking to have that title for a long time. We offered Cody a chance to come and join us. We had rode together for so long, and then he threw the shirt back in our faces, and so things had to go a certain way after that. But we fought between Illinois and Kansas, so we had more matches than what we had out in Illinois, and we fought over 2 different titles. It was a very interesting situation. So probably my best rivalry story so far.
Nice. Yeah.
So before Ruby actually goes on to his questions, I do want to ask, why the name Silver Mountain Mafia?
Well, it's my birthright. So there's a family legend. We're from actually the Black Hills, Tennessee, is where our family's from, right? So the story goes, revenuers would go up in there. The revenuers would go in there to collect tax money, and a lot of those revenuers never come back out. So when you drive up, though, with the way the sun might shine on them, they look kind of silver. So it's the silver, and it's the Mountain Mafia. It is what it is. You don't go in there and you're not related to somebody, and you're probably not coming back out.
Wow. But I find it intriguing though that how, before I go on to my next question, because I still want to tag on this here, but how this faction actually got a lot of popularity around here, even for one fan to even get a tattoo of this freaking logo that we're showing in the top right hand corner on his freaking arm. So, I mean, me and GQ know who he is, and I'm sure you know who he is, but it's like, that's crazy. So, yeah, I mean, but how cool is it though that these guys that, you went into different promotions carrying the Mafia around, and they still wanted to promote the Mafia even with you not there? I mean, how cool was that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great honor, to have that kind of network. And that's the idea of the Silver Mountain Mafia. That's how they did it anyway, So I think it's a great honor to see it, be spread among a couple of states. Guys are still working it. Hey, that's amazing. And, it's unfortunate that I'm not in the ring at the moment, but, things might change here soon. And I see in the chat, there's a little jerkwad talking crap.
Yeah.
One of the top talents of the area after you left. I mean, but
Well, yeah, of course. After I left, that's how it goes, right?
He's already going to put out the Butcher in a couple of weeks. I mean, so.
Yeah.
I beat the Butcher. I beat the Butcher when I was a rookie, and I had the title. So, I mean, it took him how long to do it? So, granted, the Butcher is probably a lot more intimidating looking now than he was then. So, I imagine he might be a little tougher now. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, he might be. Oh my goodness!
But PT Beckham following in my footsteps. That's great. It's what an honor.
Yeah, I think that's more have to do with merch sales, but how you got to make money somehow. Hey
man, yeah. Hey, he's I think PT Beckham and guys like him and Sid Holland, they should thank me because I created this culture of like, hey, now Rocco's gone, we can make money. So enjoy. Enjoy.
funny, man. Oh shoot. So
Well, I mean, we do prove people wrong that you can make money at this. I mean,
You can make money. You know, I've walked home with almost $1,000 from a WPW show in one night.
yeah, but
And that's no lie. And I've done it twice.
That was probably Chip, just tipping you dollars while you dance. I mean, and that's how Chip rolls. So.
Hey, $20 is $20. You know, I was working.
hey, that adds up when you start selling a lot of things for $20. You know, hey.
Well, really, the idea, you know, if you really want to make money, the T-shirts are kind of archaic. You're not really making good profit margins. You want to make good profit. What you want to do is microtransactions. Oh, no, sorry, I have a little one. What you want to do is make microtransactions, something that you can make for pennies and sell for a couple of dollars. Now it's only a couple of dollars, but your profit margin is like 300 or 400%. No company has that, and at the end of the night, it adds up.
Yeah,
and that's why I always say, I mean, T-shirts are great, yeah, but you want like, you know, the little keychains or buttons, photos, stickers, stuff
whatever.
like that.
Whatever you can sell for 50 cents, man, the table will be clean. You know, Mom would start chasing them away from the table. We would set up the Silver Mountain Mafia stuff, and moms were chasing them away from the table. Just because the kids kept going back there with mom's change. I want something else. I want something else.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you got to know where to shop.
And the moms just wanted the beard.
Yeah. Yeah, the moms just wanted the Johnny Rocco, so they were willing to go up there.
Somehow there's a song that comes to mind. Match the carpet right. Anyway, moving on.
My Lord.
Not a PG show.
Hold on.
Hold on. Yeah, we're changing this now.
Whenever Bill Alfonso was coming on, we had to put that one on her. And apparently last week we had to use it too with the searcher.
Oh yeah.
Motherfucker. Anyway. For some reason, the searcher of all people beat our record for the F-bomb on our show, beating out Bill Alfonso, both his shows combined.
Yeah. Hey, you know, when you get the searcher that really uncensored or uncut and raw, that's pretty much what you're gonna get, you know. Especially when
you're going old school on that one, Ruby. You're showing your age.
What?
Old school style.
I'm always old school style.
Uncensored, you know that. Raw shirt, you know that, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's the last. That didn't come across my mind. So who's showing age? You tell me. Oh God. I'm going to move on to the next question though. But speaking of things that are famous, are there some notable names that you worked with throughout your career? And if so, who is your favorite famous wrestler to work with?
Okay. I've been on a few shows with some famous people. Mr. GQ. Let's see. I've been in the ring with Angel Medina. He's one of the baldies from ECW. I've worked on the same shows with Brian Knobs. Both the Marksman and I worked that show. It was in Mount Hope, Kansas, and we sat in the back with him, and he critiqued all the matches all night long, and he told the Marksman and I that we were top-notch dudes. He said top-notch motherfuckers, but top-notch dudes. Right? Like Brian Knobs is cool. I've gotten to train under Cowboy Bob Orton. I've gotten to train under Dan the Beast Severn, made possible by the Searcher. I've gotten to train under at XWC. They've brought in at the time he was from AAA. I think his name was Asteria Jr. He was pretty big down in AAA. I got to keep thinking. I've gotten to work and shake hands with a lot of dudes. I've gotten to train and do a seminar with Tom Pritchard, Dr. Tom Pritchard, and got to meet Kane thanks to the Searcher and ACW. And then that spiraled off, and I went ahead and I sent some video to Mr. Pritchard, and we had another 2-hour phone conversation about how terrible of a wrestler I was, and really, really improved my game. So we had that. That's about all I can think of at the moment. I think the most famous person I've been in the ring with against would have to be Angel Medina from ECW at Kansas City Extreme Wrestling.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, and Drago. I've gotten to do the Drago seminar at the Lucha shows. And Drago and fucking La Parka. Oh my god, I cannot believe I forgot L.A. Park. I forgot. Yeah, him too. God rest his soul.
Oh yeah, that's right. I know the park is.
I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna keep naming guys if we don't.
Well, hey, but it's great. I mean, it's awesome that you got that experience, though, and getting
Right.
getting the experience from guys who've actually been up there in a higher caliber promotion. Putting on that can put on a really good put on a match, and just has guys that have multiple styles. Between all the guys that you named, I mean, you just go up and down the board with from brawler and from what the gosh brawler technical high flying possibly it's just a lot of stuff. I mean that these guys can offer. You definitely and it's kind of fun to do those seminars though. I mean
Yeah.
I mean it is fun. I mean some are all day, some are like maybe about 2 or 3 hours, but still you get it in. So yeah, but that's cool though. And we've talked about earlier already about some of the titles you want, wrestling for a cure. I know you've RCW, WPW. But out of the championships you have won so far throughout your career, is there any particular one that stands out as your most memorable one to you?
Well, that would be tough because your first world title is pretty important. Your first title at all is important, right? But I think the one that's meant the most to me so far would have to be the Wrestling for a Cure Championship. Wrestling's a very vain sport. Like it's all vanity. Like I'm there on my own vanity trying to make money. Wrestling for a Cure gave me a purpose for wrestling. We raised, with the help of Miss Merchandise, who's like my business partner in professional wrestling. Everything that I do, I've been able to do. It's all intertwined with everything that she does. I wouldn't be who I am without it. So between her and I, we were able to raise $450 during my title reign, and then bringing that to the show that put Timothy Givens and Jason Wilhite over the 50,000 mark. I mean, we were looking to be short, and I brought in just enough to get us over that mark. So that's been the most memorable standout moment for me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
A lot of guys talk about making money. Like I put money together for something, with a title reign, and that was good. It was a good deal, and it makes you feel good.
Yeah, especially when you're doing it for a great cause. For St. Jude's Children's Research, Wrestling for a Cure. So I mean, that's always a great charity to try and raise money for. So yeah, absolutely. Yes. I mean, I didn't know they had. I didn't even know they had a heavyweight title until I see that you won one, or maybe I just wasn't paying attention.
Well, it was hanging out down there in Mississippi and Alabama. It's where Mac Daddy Duds had it. So it's cool to go down there and go get it and bring it back. And I defended it at L&M Fight Productions in Iowa. And then the very next night, fought Mac Daddy Duds. Just kind of how it goes.
Yeah. Well, I definitely hope. I thought I had some. Yeah, no man. I was looking at something else different here, but yeah. Wrestling for a Cure. I mean, I've got to try and see if I can get down to one of those shows before, at least my time is done. I just got to make time for it. So,
Right.
all right. I'm kind of babbling a little bit. I'm going to let GQ slide in here on his next one.
Okay. So about a month ago, you defended your Wrestling for a Cure heavyweight title in Springfield, Illinois, and lost it. Tell us about what ran through your mind after the match and what you decided to do days after the event.
Well, I was thinking I can't do both. That was the first thing. I went into that match at 172 pounds. I was trying to make 170 weight for a kickboxing match. So I went in there way underweight. When I faced him in Mississippi, I was in the 195 pound category. I was still cutting weight, but I wasn't quite down there yet. So the first thing that I thought was I can't do both. I can't kickbox and try to be a promoter and be a wrestler. That's not going to work. So I took the decision the next couple of days later to just kind of hang up the boots for a little while and just kind of take it easy. And still kind of hanging right up there, just above my head with all my other cool stuff. And just to focus on trying to run that promotion, run that fight show. That was a lot of work. And, try to get ready for a fight. Fight's not going to happen. Things are a little weird with COVID and everything. And I just had too much going on too. So that fight's not going to happen. I'm getting my weight back up. It's been really nice not having to travel every weekend, and hang out with my kids and make moonshine and have a garden.
Oh my goodness. Gosh, everybody's making moonshine.
Why he isn't booked in Branson, I have no idea. That'd go over well down there.
Right? Yeah, shoot. Yeah, there's plenty of moonshine to go around at that last gathering last weekend that I was at. And I'm like, why is everybody coming in with their homemade moonshine?
I heard it didn't go around. One person had it and kept drinking it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're gonna get those. I'm like, I kind of want to see what this tastes like.
And that's why Marcellus Knight apparently is never going to be booked in ACW. So,
yeah. What a Bogart, the Bogart of the apple pie moonshine.
Well,
that is a good flavor, though.
It is.
Oh my goodness.
I'm making Berry Blast. It's a real fermented. Like I have done the whole fermentation process myself. It's my very own alcohol. Like, I'm not mixing anything or anything like that.
Wow.
But, it's derived from berries, so it's gonna be really good. I did notice, though, not wrestling every weekend, that it has affected my financial situation. I all of a sudden I'm like, I'm used to having like a couple $100.
Right.
Like just laying around, come Monday, and like I haven't had that, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was looking around, and I was like, oh, I haven't really been wrestling at all in like the last couple of months. Like beyond just retiring, I really wasn't wrestling before that, like a whole bunch. So I mean, COVID kind of shut everything down. I haven't been making wrestling money.
Huh.
So
wow. Yeah, like I said, that with COVID shutting things down, man, I put a damper on a lot of things, especially this business. And that's that's definitely that's important stuff, man.
Yeah, I was on the roll there for a minute too, and then COVID just kind of put a dead halt on it.
Yeah,
a lot of us were. There were so many shows. People had like a whole year of bookings and everything.
Oh man, I had Raven booked for a show. I was getting ready to run my own show out in Leavenworth, and we had Raven booked. And fuck, it was not a good deal.
I know. Yeah, I know. It's just, I mean, we just got to wait for things to pick up again. And then, of course, now we've got to worry about this whole variant and everything else. And, oh, gosh,
Right.
At this
point, with all this stuff, I'm not even sure I want to be a promoter anymore. I think I I think it's just easier to let somebody else handle all that shit. Maybe I'll train somebody, let somebody else handle all that stuff, and then I'll just go thump around in the ring again and start making a couple $100. Start making my money back again. I don't know.
Oh man. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. It's just things are just getting too wacky out in some areas. And down New Orleans, down in New York, up in New York. I mean, I can go on about this, but you know what?
I don't know. If you're scared, stay the fuck home. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, I don't know. Like, if I don't want to go out in the rain, I don't want to get wet. I don't go out in the fucking rain. So
Right.
I don't know. You can't be worried about your health and go buy a fucking burger from somebody you don't know. Those two things don't work. Sorry.
Right.
That's the last I'll say about it. No more.
Yeah, I hear you, man. And I totally get it, and I understand it. Trust me, I do. I just want to get on with life. It's either going to live or you don't live.
Oh, I see in the chat here we got Renee Martinez.
Uh-oh. What? What?
Yeah, I see him right there. He says, much respect. I love Renee. That's my buddy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well,
He's had my back since day freaking one. My very first match, he's had my back.
Yeah. I paid a little visit Tuesday night to their podcast and told them that you were going to be on. So, yeah. Yeah, he's we had some fun the other night. Yeah, I was kind of showing some of my new artwork. Kind of like I think I showed didn't I? Oh yeah, I showed it here. Yeah, this is what I showed earlier. Because they're talking about possibly Punk returning to, so about so it's like so I just tried to do a rib on CM Punk, and then I always love throwing this up when I can.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh man! And then of
it's
course,
a good picture of Stevie Wonder. I don't know why you put it up there, but it's a good picture of Stevie Wonder.
Oh yeah, but you didn't see who was in there. Of course, you probably still can't see him.
No, I can't see. I can't
That's
see
what
anything.
he was getting at, Ruby. Good Lord, you gotta explain the joke.
Oh, shut up and say hi to Blade and Kali in the bathtub, okay? Just shut your. There you go. I love putting that out every now and then. Oh shoot, that's crazy.
Well, if we want to throw up pictures and everything, I mean,
you throw those up every week.
Oh,
you're a moron.
Looking good.
Yeah. Motherfucker.
You don't want to see me when I was a kid with my mullet and all that redneckish hillbilly shit.
Oh, well.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah. Well, hey, I had a mullet too, I did.
now it's just on your back.
Oh, God. Brothers got jokes, don't he? Brothers got jokes. Yeah, he's got jokes galore.
I'm surprised you did that one and not the other one.
Oh, no, I just... there's some people, there's some literature I see during this show, and I think, well, I don't think nothing, apparently.
What an annoying scumbag.
Yeah, so... Oh, my goodness. So, oh, my God. Well, let me move on because I know that, well, I lost my place. No, here it is. Here we go. All right, so basically, you put your boots on the shelf about a month ago, and we know that you're doing kickboxing, and we always know how well that's going. I mean, do you plan on... So I didn't know that you're getting into the promoting side of kickboxing. So do you foresee yourself carrying this out long term, or what are your kickboxing plans?
Man, I really wanted to run a promotion, and I'm pretty sure I can. But the more I think about it, I can't. Like I said, I can't do both. I can do a lot of things, but I'm not sure I can do both. So I'm thinking I only got, my window for being able to compete, it's ever shrinking for all of us. I'd like to get us to compete and just not worry about it. So right now my weight's up. I don't have a fight on the slate. I don't know. I don't have any shows that I want to plan because Kansas and Missouri are being a little weird with it, with the COVID thing. I'm thinking I might be looking for a booking here soon. I put on another 20 pounds to get myself back up to the 200 plus mark. I might be coming back. I don't know.
Wow. Now is in kickboxing though. I mean, is like 170 the highest class that you can be at to kickbox?
I mean, the thing is, like, if I go in there even at 200 pounds and I'm bulking, a guy had to cut to meet me at 200 pounds, and he's like 220 pounds, right? So when he rehydrates for the next day, because you weigh in the day before, now I'm going in there at the same weight that I was yesterday versus a guy who's 10 pounds heavier than he was yesterday. And he had a steak dinner, and now he's fully charged, like, because he was near death the day before. So it's not a good situation. I did that, and I did that for my cage match. I had an MMA match, and I got clipped by a guy who did the same thing. We met at 190. Well, we're having 7-pound practices. Like, our practices, you lose 7 pounds of sweat. Measurable. Now, and he was cutting. I was trying to build up and cut at the same time. It was just impossible thing to do. So my weight class ideally is 170. I could hit 155, and with my metabolism, my coach says I'm a scary 155. Like all the guys in the gym's like, man, you do 155, you're humongous for a 155. I'm big for a 170. They say I'm the biggest 170 they've ever seen. So, like, I could do 170. That's my ideal weight class. Not ideal for professional wrestling. You want to be 200 plus to be heavyweight champion. Like, you're just not going to have a good go of it if you're not got some weight on you. I've done that. So,
yeah. Well, my knowledge of like, MMA and stuff like that. Why don't they weigh the day of the event?
Well, no, like, people ask why guys don't fight at natural weight is because, like, nobody wants to be the first guy to try to do it. They want to cut weight, so they weigh in the day before. So everybody cuts weight, they make their weight, and when they go in the next day, they want to have that opportunity to be the bigger man in the fight. Like, it changes the game a little bit. All of a sudden, you're not just like 235-pound guys. It's two guys who are usually 235 pounds probably, and they cut down to 200, and then one guy got up to 205, the other guy got up to 210, but the 205 guy beat him still, right? Like, it changes the dynamic. It's a gamble. You want to be the bigger man in the fight. That's basically the bottom line.
And do you have much issue? You're not counting the COVID stuff with all the rules and regulations with it. Have you been facing a lot of issues like running in Missouri or anything with that as well?
No, like, I don't really work in Missouri. Unfortunately, I pay more taxes in fucking Missouri than I probably paved half the roads. I pay so much taxes to Missouri, and, like, unfortunately, it keeps me at a non-compliance status. So I haven't been able to work Missouri in a long time. I'm trying to move out of Missouri.
So I'm looking off anyway.
So, and I fought in Oklahoma. It was no big deal, like, for MMA. Like, everything was pretty cut and dry. You paid your $50, and it was Oklahoma. Nobody even wore a mask anywhere, and it was like the height of COVID. There's really no fights in Kansas, so like, if you're gonna fight, it's Missouri or Oklahoma, or like Iowa, I think. If like my kickboxing match that I was gonna have was gonna be in Oklahoma, and then of course we do Spar Wars, like the events, and then Dragon Smoke, my event here in Kansas, and that's fairly competitive. I forget what we were talking about, but it's all pretty easy. Like that stuff, the guys just want to fight. They're athletes. You wear a mask to do the weigh-in stuff. You're an athlete, and that's really the thing. Like, it's still to a lot of people's discretion. Like, I had a show in the height of COVID. In Leavenworth, 60 people showed up, and the first person that raised their hand about a mask, I was like, listen, like, you all came to an event where you knew there was going to be lots of other people close together. Like, since you're here, you tell me that you don't care about this virus. Like, you've put yourself at risk just being here. So keep that in mind. Like, we're doing this thing, and you're here, and that's the possibility, and you've shown up. Don't come back to me and cry when you become sick. Like, that's how it works. That's how it's been for 200,000 freaking years. So you can tell I'm a little irritated with it. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. I get it. I get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So with the time that you've had in the wrestling business, what are some memorable road stories or a fan experience that you could share that's either funny or stuck with you?
We got a few of them.
That's fine.
I think one of my favorite things is going on the road, and there's this fan out there in Illinois. His name is Larry Wolf, and he's the most enthusiastic motherfucker, and he just makes it worth it. Just him alone. Like, there could be no crowd there, and that man could be there cheering for you, and it would be worth it almost just for his reactions. Like, he is genuine. So, like, just anytime you get to interact with him is a golden moment. But really, when we first started riding out to WPW, I started riding with this group of guys that I trained with out in XWC. We'd ride out there and stopped at the Steak and Shake, and there was a super kick incident at the Steak and Shake, and all of a sudden people aren't allowed back at Steak and Shake. Like, I don't know.
Are you guys the reasons why Steak and Shake closed down? I'm just wondering now.
That's funny, man. Shoot, we thought that food fights back in the days were bad. Shoot, super kicks. Oh my God, super kicks. Shoot.
Yeah. I guess one of my favorite ribs to do would be if you're training with somebody in the ring, or you're just rolling around, or you're actually wrestling with them. There's this thing that wrestlers tend to do where we kind of mirror each other encircling the ring.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll fart in one corner, and I'll work the man around until he lands in that corner, and then I'll talk to the crowd, and I'll take my dear sweet time. I'll make them stand there. This is the dirtiest thing you can do to somebody.
Literally. Oh my gosh.
You gotta save one through your entire entrance before you can make that happen and it work real well.
Shoot, I'm trying not to. I always get the urge that I have to freaking go take a leak right before I go out the curtain. That's my big thing.
Just don't poop yourself.
Oh, shut up, GQ. Shut up. God. Oh gosh.
Stick around in the green room afterwards.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. We've he's got stories on that. But shoot, it's even hard, man. Even if I could see the thing that's tough for me is there's been a few times that where I've had the urge that I had to just break something. But it's like, man, I can't, because like I don't want to kill anybody. I'm just afraid I don't want to kill anybody. But but that's why if you go outside the ring, you go by like if there's like somebody in the front row that you can tell that's not really that hygienically up the grade, that you just gotta do near them. So, you can kind of blame them on it. And then
that explains a lot about AWOL. Anyway,
oh man. Oh shoot!
You done messed up, Aaron.
Anyway, moving on to the final question now. Now that you've had your experience in the wrestling business and made your move into kickboxing competition, what's next for Johnny Rocco?
I don't know. I want to compete as best as I can for the next at least 10 years, and I think I can do that at a high level, right? So I don't know. I'm thinking what I'll do. I'm trying to figure out the schedule, but I think I'd try to fight and wrestle. I think I'll put promoting on the shelf until I get my shit together a little bit more and we get past this COVID thing. And I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen first. I don't know.
Or you could actually just wait till you're done in the ring and then do the promoting.
Yeah. That might be how it goes. That might be how it goes. Or I might sell my product. I don't know. Somebody that knows how to run one well enough. I don't want to sell it to somebody who's going to shit on it, but. You make somebody that knows how to run a business and they're looking for an idea. It's like, well, I got something that you could probably run with, Like, I'm the kind of guy that do something like that,
I think this person knows how to run the business behind you here. But I don't want that hassle. I already know better. I will not be a promoter.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, man, and the cash grab really is almost the same at the end of the day, So it's just like, man, I could really just focus on building my body and have like the best 10 years of matches that I can, and then maybe I'll see what I can do on promoting. So I don't know. I think maybe I'm looking for a booking. I might be looking to try to find somewhere to work.
Yeah,
give me another month or so. I'll put my weight back on, and I'll be in ring shape, I think.
I have a suggestion. Just saying, right about
if you're licensed in Missouri.
Well, the funny thing is, I have a meeting with the tax man on Monday for the state of Missouri over my truck, really. But we're going to look over my entire tax account and see what I can do to be compliant. Because I want to fight in Missouri too. So, yeah, AC, the searcher, that man, me and him together, that's money. If I'm coming back to wrestling, though, I got a couple of targets. So, got a couple of targets.
Here's one you can fight.
Who's that? Yeah.
You don't. Here's one you can fight. Yeah. But, yeah. Well. Yeah. Well,
I ain't got beef with Ruby though.
Ruby ate all the beef anyway.
God,
oh my!
Sorry, I set you up. I set you up on that one.
Yeah. Well, shoot.
You gotta be quicker than that.
I put him on the hook and threw him in the water.
Oh my goodness!
We're totally sorry.
I'm not even saying a word. I was gonna say if you're looking for the butcher, the butcher won't be around ACW, at least as for right now. So,
well, there's there's a company that says they're Illinois Elite Wrestling. I've been looking at that company, and that's a group of good dudes out there. I might check that one out.
I happen to know the GM there. I'm just saying.
So I've been really looking at that one and thinking maybe I might go out there. I don't know. Who knows when I might show up? I might not even make it on the flyer when I show up. I might just not tell anybody I'm showing up except for me and the promoter. And it might be in the middle of somebody's match. It might be an important match. Who knows what I might do?
Oh, shoot.
But I think I need to go back to wrestling. I need that extra cash grab, and I miss it. I can't fight as often as I could wrestle.
Yeah, like I say, you're too young in the business to even consider ring retirement.
No, it was a soft retirement, just to get my shit in order. But
oh yeah, don't we all got to get our stuff in order?
Yeah,
I have to say, there's times where I had to take time off, but I don't say I'm hanging them up, and then I don't want to play the role of Terry Funk, for God's sakes. I would say, take 3 months off. Oh, I'm going to retire for now, and then
Yeah, well, that also the idea may have been that I may not do it again. I don't know.
Yeah,
but sitting around for a couple of months, you think, well, I don't know.
If you're in good shape, if you still got the itch, then why resist the calling? That's
Right.
that's all I can say. Why resist it? So, but you got to do what's good for you, man, and only you know that. So hopefully,
I'd have to get some new gear and everything. I just couldn't come back the same old Rocco. I'd have to get some new gear and come back a little different, a little flashy.
are we?
Some new drip, as the kids say.
So I mean, yeah. So the mafia isn't fading away.
No, the mafia's been going strong. You see, the Midwest mercenaries are still doing their thing. And if you ask Sid, he would say that he still associates himself with the mafia. It's just it's a network. It's not necessarily a faction. It's a network. It's a family. We may not see eye to eye necessarily, but we're a family. So.
Oh yeah, well, family never see. There's some members of family that don't see eye to eye. It takes a while before they resolve differences. If they do, it's understandable that stuff happens.
Butcher Bill Talley, he's mafia, and he's running around doing his thing, and he never did once come out with us on anything, but he's mafia, sure enough.
That's cool. I never even knew the Butcher was a member of the mafia. I never knew. He never bragged about it. Kind of makes you wonder. Is he really?
How many guys are out there that are? So.
Yeah, I know, right?
But you can't really be a member of the mafia and be the number one heel. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you can. Well,
Yeah, we were supposed to like I was expecting. We waterboarded a man in the middle of the ring. I'm pretty sure I committed a federal crime in the middle of the ring. And they were cheering us. They're like, "Yeah, get him!" Oh. Well, I guess we're not bad guys.
Oh my gosh! Oh my, waterboarding somebody! Oh my god! If I was a booker and I saw that, boy, I would cringe.
We get the Larry Wolf story, but he leaves us hanging with the waterboarding. I mean,
Well, that all happened with Cody. Cody wouldn't join the mafia, so we had to teach him a lesson. So we held him down and we waterboarded him right there in the middle of the ring. It was good stuff, good television. Kids liked it.
Could be worse. You could have gotten hit with a hobby horse. Anyway.
Oh Lord. Oh. Oh shoot. Well, yeah. Well, that's ooh. So I don't know. I was trying to make sure I didn't forget anything. I don't think I did. I mean, I was going to see. Well, first off, I mean, where can people find on social media?
I'm sorry, what?
So where can people find you on social media?
You can find me on Facebook.com/Dauntless Don Rocco. Johnny Rocco on Facebook. There's anytime you type in Rocco versus on YouTube, you're gonna find one of the matches of mine somewhere out there. There's gonna be another one.
There you go.
That's about the easiest way you're gonna find me. I don't do a whole lot of Snapchat and stuff. I got to get my game up on that stuff. I don't understand it like a lot of these other kids do. Like I grew up without shoes on the feet, so.
And you don't have an OnlyFans, right? We're just making sure of that.
Huh?
Oh, come on, dude.
Who told you about that? No.
These are some of OnlyFans.
Yeah, for $20, I'll send you a video of me. Oh, no.
No.
Oh my gosh. Woo, no, we're not doing that. Hey,
something?
And they'll pay you $30 to send it back.
Yeah. Here's something interesting. I've just come in to have. I have a long lost nephew. So this young man that has come into my life that I never knew before. He's my brother's son. I think his middle son. He's got some other kids. This is by a different woman, so we're a little estranged. We don't know each other necessarily. So I'm getting to know him, and he's just like me. So I've decided, and he's coming here to stay here every now and then so I can train him. And I'm going to be training a new generation, apparently. And it's my bloodline. So that'll be cool. He's
So
about 15.
possible head of the throne of the mafia.
Yeah, the heir to my throne.
Well,
And I'm training my youngest
A lot
daughter,
of
too.
second and third generation stars coming out now.
I'm training my youngest daughter, too, but she's got a long way to go.
yeah, well, yeah, I had a daughter of mine that no, at least the daughter that lives with us now, she had an interest, and well, like I said, when you're serious about it, when you get a little older, then we'll talk. But focus on school. Besides, she's kicking ass in MMA anyway. So
There you go.
wanted to throw a quick note out there. For those who are watching on Facebook, if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, and if you've not subscribed to us on Twitch, shame on you, especially if you have accounts. Go there, find Falls Count everywhere, like and subscribe to our channels. Also, I decided to put up a Twitter page earlier this week. So now you can find us on Twitter at FCE Podcast. FCE Podcast. So, and that's where we're at here now. So, yeah, I don't think I can stream to Twitter though. That would be kind of cool. I wonder what happened with Periscope. Apparently, Periscope's the thing of the past. Yeah. That was one
Never
of the
even heard
options
of
of StreamYard, but it's like, oh no, you can't use Periscope anymore. I'm like, oh well, why the hell do you advertise it, you jerks? You can't trying to find something worthwhile, to get trying to branch out more, showing more streams, but I guess that can't happen. Oh well. Hey, but hey, I think that's all we got on our end, man. Gosh, I mean,
Right on.
we flew through this kind of quick, and hey, which is fine, But like I said, we got a couple stories we could probably share with one another in the green room that we're not going to probably talk about in public here, but pay me to like those other pages. Oh, pay you? What a dick, Michael Lilly. You hearing it? Oh my God, Michael Lilly wants money to like my page.
Yeah,
Right.
I see that.
Oh my gosh, come on, dude. I'm not gonna. I've got nothing for. Definitely, I don't have anything for Michael Lilly. I think he's just still kind of disgruntled that I did not pay his fines, and I had my part-time manager pay him, so it's all right. But I think we're going to kind of wrap it up here, though, man, and hang out a little bit in the green room, and then let's call it a night. But hey, Rocco, man, thanks for getting on here, hanging out, and
Yeah.
kind of
Thanks for having me.
giving us the lowdown what's going on. And man, honestly, to be honest, you really are. I mean, the talent I've seen that you've done in the ring, it's really, really good. And I think if you don't get back in the ring, you're really missing out in giving back to let the fans see a really good match that you put on with whoever you're in the ring with, whoever you're in the ring with. So, kind of hope you kind of contemplate that decision on getting back in the ring and kind of take action on it if you can. So,
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. So
yeah,
I'll stew on a little bit more, put on some more weight, and we'll see what opens up for me. So
yeah. So, GQ, you got anything else for Mr. Rocco? Nope. That's all right. Sometimes it gets down to the end, man of a few words. But hey, everybody that's tuned in tonight, thank you very much for watching us. This has been episode number 47 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast with the leader of the Silver Mountain Mafia, Johnny Rocco. If I do not ask me to say that 5 times fast. But we'll see you guys. Hey, also next week, GQ. Something tells me you're not going to be here next week.
I have plans.
You have plans. I guess it must be a good night that you don't have to deal with me, huh? At least
That's always a good night the rest of the week anyway. So,
yeah, at least I want to see some photos that come up on a weekly basis, but that's all right. But tune in to Falls Count everywhere on Facebook. We will be making some posts, and also on Twitter, as far as maybe having a guest co-host next week, and also for our guests that we're going to work on to generate for you. But we will have a show for you next week. So for all of us here, we thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next Thursday night. See you guys. Thanks again for everybody tuning in to tonight's episode of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Don't forget our friends at the following: the Searcher and Hide podcast and Outside the Ring STL. The Falls Count Everywhere podcast is an LTX Enterprises production.